The next text function we have is the PRODUCTX function. PRODUCTX function returns the product of an expression evaluated for each row in a table. That means it returns the product or the decimal number, right? And first of all, it evaluates for each row in a table. That means it's an iterator function that works on the basis of row wise, right? It will evaluate the expression on the basis of row, right? Whatever the expression we pass inside the product x function, then whatever the result will come up after evaluating all the rows in a table, then whatever the result will come up, it will product those results for each row, right? That means it's an iterator function that evaluates an expression for each row in a table and then products the result. The syntax is product x and it takes two arguments, table and expression, or the parameters. So the table is the table in which we have to do the calculation, right? And the expression is the expression which is to be evaluated for each row in the table, right? These two parameters are there. Then uh, it returns a decimal value. Let me just show you an example into my Power BI desktop. So let me just create one new measure. I have one dedicated table for DAX, right? So if you want to create this dedicated table, I have a separate video on this, right? I have attached that video in the description. You can check that, and under this playlist I will be adding, or I am adding all the related stuff of DAX. So you use this playlist as to master the DAX, and this is helpful for all beginners and the experienced candidates also. And it will be helpful for clearing the interviews also, because I'm covering each and every thing in detail within particular scenarios and the different cases or differences between two functions. So just save this playlist and start learning with it. So let's say with product x function, let me call it product x value. Right here I will be using product x function. See, it is showing the syntax of product function and then it is showing the definition of it, right? So first of all, let us it as it is indicating, I need to pass table here. So I have orders table, so I'll be passing orders table. Then expression, for example, I have quantity and sales, for example, right? So let me multiply quantity and sales in as a one expression. Then whatever the result will come up, quantity and sale multiplication, then it will product all the values as a result. So let me just product sales amount into, then I have quantity, right? It will product it. So what this function is specifically saying, that it will be first doing the multiplication of this value, right? Then whatever the sequence with values will come up, it will product all those values. So let me just remove this gross sales here and put product x here, right? This way. Now it will show you the sum result. Let me just do it, don't summarize. So it will show you the correct results, right? Now if I just try to put it on the card, or okay, just remove it and I'll copy and paste this card, and will remove total sales from here and display product x value. It is showing infinity. See, here also it is showing infinity. Why? Because the product, while it is product doing the product of all these values, it is going very high, right? What I can do to demonstrate you is, I'll apply the filters here. For example, filter on this page as year, and let me do it basic filtering for only 1 year. Still infinity. Let me try to break it down more. Month, then let me apply month here. Still it has a very large value, we can apply more filters on it, right? Let's say, let me do it for segment. Let me just put it as consumer. See, still, then we can more break it down. This breakdown is just because to show you the result it is showing up, right? Or sh- we can remove this shipping mode and let me just go it with city. See, so it is showing the 9 result as 9.71k. So this is basically depends on the number of values you are producing, right? So we were doing the product for very large huge number of values, and it was infinity because the calculator or the calculation was too huge to calculate, right? So after applying few filters you are able to see that we have done the correct calculation and it is giving some value, and it is not randomly showing the result as infinity, right? So this is how we use product x function. Few points you need to remember while using product x. These are like how it will treat blank and null values, right? And if there is any value in the column as 0, the result will be 0, since multiplication by 0 results in 0 itself. The second point you need to remember is if the column contains null or blank values, those are treated as 1 in the multiplication. So if I would be having any of the null value or the blank value, then it would be treated as 1